Yo, what's good, guys? Simhowey here. It's been a little bit since I posted anything to my channel. Honestly, it's been a while since I've done really anything production value wise. There's reasons for that, reasons I don't need to go into, personal reasons, but it's cool. It's good to be back. Just kind of throwing a video out here because I really believe this is a topic that needs to be addressed. Coming from somebody that's tried to build businesses by myself, not even really just by myself, but period. It's a difficult process, and I'd say that recently, it's kind of been something that's been on my mind a lot. I guess a lot would be an understatement, but here's really the point I'm trying to get to. There's such a blown up idea of, like, I guess the appeal or the romance that comes behind being an entrepreneur. So many people are driving after it right now. I really don't know why. It's so hard. And not only that too, go watch any YouTube video. Any YouTube, maybe even this YouTube video. Honestly, I don't know what they might attach to it. Go to any major YouTuber, watch the video. Guarantee you, the ad that's gonna come up is gonna be somebody saying, "Here's my new business. Here's what I'm getting ready to do. Follow me on this journey." Or something like, "Hey, are you looking to make money? Are you not satisfied with your job? Here's what you can do." And people are literally trying to teach entrepreneurship. It's somewhat comical, and I can't. I mean, it's funny to me because it's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of work. It's not like a regular job. It's a passion. What comes behind that passion is a lot of sacrifice, a lot of difficult decisions. I'd have to say, when I was going through the process of creating it, my businesses. My first business was Trinity Visual Arts. That didn't go well at all. It lasted for a short amount of time, was nice while it lasted, and then disappeared. That was the first camera I bought. This is my second camera. It's a Rebel T6i. Pretty awesome camera. But no, it was a photography business that I was trying to start myself. The second business I started was Appeal. And, the funny thing is that I really have a special place in my heart for both Trinity Visual Arts and for Appeal. Because Appeal Athletics and Trinity Visual, both companies, like, they died within a 6-month period, and I kind of like that. I really do. Reason I like it is because they taught me a lot about myself. It's not really what you go into, like, thinking, like, you don't plan on it dying that fast, but it did. You kind of just have to live with that. The thing that you have to understand is that you don't just decide one day you're going to build a business and you do it. There's a lot of work that goes in behind it, and I didn't realize that. I can say that from somebody that tried being an entrepreneur on his own self-drive, let alone somebody pushing me to be an entrepreneur saying, "Pay me, I will teach you," which, once again, I think is just hilarious. I don't think that that really happens. I don't think that people can teach you how to be an entrepreneur. I think it's in your blood. I think that just like, my distant mentor, Gary Vaynerchuk, that's somebody that propelled me into that mindset. I think that he agrees with that. Like, and that's something he's talked about in his vlogs before, if you go watch him, is that it's comical that people think they can just pick up being an entrepreneur. And they're making entrepreneurship a trend, and it's not. It's, like I said, it's a part of you. Building businesses and running them yourself is something that takes a lot of drive and a lot of discipline and self-control to keep going with. I'd have to say that, I have so many video games. A lot of people that know me know that I collect a lot of video game and comic memorabilia. I love that stuff. I like collecting, period, and that's going to be something in the future that I'm going to put out in another channel that's actually already created, but I haven't put any content on yet. Stay tuned for that. But I have a passion for collecting things. One of them being video games. I can tell you, out of every single campaign, I started every single one of them, like over 50 games, I think, and not a single one of them was ever completed. That's me knowing myself. I have a tendency to start things and not follow through with them to the very, very end. I get them to the place to where I'm satisfied with where it's at, and then I put it in somebody else's hands. That's typically what I do. Along with that is I've learned about myself that I'm a good support person. I work off of support. I love people. That's my drive. It's ultimately what, I mean, even sparks this video, me just kind of getting my mindset out there so people can kind of take a bite out of it and kind of understand a little bit further into like my mind and how it works. But yeah, so I don't really have a tendency to like to finish a lot of big things, but I do love starting them. And I throw a lot of I throw 100% of myself into whatever it is at the beginning. I've learned that me being a person is I found that my role as a person, typically in most situations, has been a support person. I typically don't sit well being number one. I sit really well being a number two. That's another thing that Gary Vaynerchuk talks about in a lot of his books and in a lot of his videos, is that you need to know your position. That's the truth with anything. I'd have to say the one thing that I find lacking in everything, not just like, I mean, let's say the human population. Let's say specifically my generation. I'd have to say in my generation, the thing I find lacking is self-awareness. I'd have to say there's not a lot of self-awareness out there. I'd have to say not a lot of people know themselves or really take the time to know themselves. I feel like they just grow up, they run with what they're given, and they don't take time to realize what their strengths are, dissect what their weaknesses are, and then know how to accordingly like work with that. I don't think a lot of people run with that. I don't think a lot of people know the importance behind that. And I feel that that's what gives the standard saying, millennials, you can never get, I swear, dude, I never hear the word millennial without the word entitlement. Like, they just go two, just one and the other, they're a couple, they just go together and they stick really, really well on your tongue when you're saying it. It really does. And that's what a lot of people are saying. You know what? I don't like being considered part of the generation that seems entitled. But I do know one thing about entitlement. I feel that I am not entitled to anything for free. I'd have to say that I believe, and I'm not a millennial, but I mean, within that range, I was born in the 90s. I have to say that I know for certain I'm entitled to whatever I work for. If I put my hand at it and I give it 100%, I know I am going to get my result. Not because I think you're going to give it to me, not because I think the next guy needs to give it to me without any work, because I'm just who I am and that's what it is. I just know that if I put 100% of myself into something, it's going to reap the result that I want. And understanding what that result is incredibly, incredibly important. So yeah, that's just kind of like my thought for the day. Just kind of been on my mind for like the last week or so, kind of just been juggling that around and trying to figure out really where I see myself in this grand picture that I consider like my generation, the people around me, my workplace, my family, my friends, and just kind of like trying to see where I see myself in that. And it's just been me dissecting myself and then dissecting everybody else. So that kind of goes along with what I'm talking about right now. But I just find fascination in that, and I'm constantly doing that. So I thought I'd kind of share little tidbits of that with you guys today. But as far as that goes, I think there's a lot we can do to fix this. I'm always going to be doing the best I can to get people to know more about themselves. So that's kind of just my game plan right now, my mission, to get people to know me because I'm getting to know myself more, but also to kind of push them into that idea, that mindset of knowing themselves more, because it's so important. It's so important to anything you're ever going to put your hands to. If you ever put your hands to something and say, I'm going to give it 100% of myself, but you don't know yourself, what do you have to give 100% of? You don't know. You don't know until you know yourself. So do yourself a favor and kind of do some inner working, some self work. So just like, I don't know, Comment below what you think right now you're working on the most. Comment below what you think your strengths are, what you think your weaknesses are, what you think you can do to grow those. I mean, I'll even be down in the comments below, so kind of just like leave some groundwork for a conversation. Let's just open this thing up for a huge conversation, whether this be on Instagram, Facebook, even on YouTube. I don't care. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think about our generation, what you guys think we can do to make this better, and what you can do as a person. Is your strength to be an entrepreneur? That might be fantastic. Do you believe entrepreneurship can be taught? Leave that down in the comments below. I don't care. Open discussion. Your guys' choice what it's going to be about. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. If you guys made it this far, we're 10 minutes into the video. It's a pretty long video, but it's my first video back in a while, and I had a lot to say. So, and I have way more to say too. So you'll probably see more videos like this in the future, because I kind of do a lot of juggling in my mind like this on a day-to-day basis. So for once, I thought I'd share. But anyway, guys, once again, thanks for watching. If you guys liked this video, please like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate the support. And yeah, comment below, and let's open up that discussion. Until next time, guys, stay awesome. Peace out.